Welcome to this series where we'll be looking at aorta extraction using micro CT scans in Analyze Direct 14. This will be the final video in which we'll be looking at analyzing our aortas, and we're doing that based on different volumes, different sections of the aorta divided into different volumes. And how we're going to do that is we're going to start with our full aorta. We're going to divide it into different sections. I will divide it into 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe 5 different sections. And for that, I will make 5 different objects in this full aorta. We'll start with the ascending aorta, the aortic arch, the descending aorta, thoracic, the descending abdominal aorta. Then we have the superior renal arteries, or actually the infrarenal arteries, and the common iliac arteries. I'm gonna make this a bunch of different colors, very nice. Pink, red, yellow, green, blue, and finally pink again. We are going to split these up through 2 different methods. First of all, for both the ascending aorta as well as the descending thoracic aorta, you'll be dealing with the arc, and that is quite annoying. Before that, thank God, Analyze Direct has a very nice function called oblique cutting, in which you can place cuts across different regions and make sure they're totally aligned. There we go. And I'm going to place this right before the brachiocephalic splitting. There we go. And make this the first cut. There we go. And now we can toggle the oblique cutting window and make sure that it's right before the brachiocephalic splitting. And then we're going to do it again, but then right after the subclavian splitting. Again, we're going to line it with all the arteries. There we go. And I make sure that's right before the subclavian splitting. There we go. And then I'm going to place this in here. Select cut, and then it comes red. So now we have split up both the ascending aorta as well as the aortic arc. So now we're going to descending thoracic aorta. And for that, we have to find the diaphragm. And it is most visible in the sagittal orientation view. So we're going to scroll here, and then we're going to see this exact point where the aorta meets the diaphragm. And we're going to find that exact spot upon the actual slice. The actual slices. There we go. Gonna go to manual options, click reassign object, select 2D, click on this slice, and then go one slice below that. Wait, actually, first click on 3D, so this entire object becomes part of the descending thoracic aorta. Click on 2D and select the descending abdominal aorta. Make this one single slice part of that object. Go one slice below that. Select 3D, and then you make that entire piece part of the descending abdominal aorta. The next part is in determining the infrarenal artery region, and for that, in the coronal slice, we have to find our kidneys and find. So this is the left kidney, and it's always placed like slightly higher than the right kidney, and we have to find the exact location where that kidney is attached towards the aorta. As you can see, it's right around here. Slightly lower. There we go. Yeah, there you can see it connecting towards the artery, and then you can see the artery slowly going towards the kidney. We're placing the cut right above that, so again, we're choosing 2D, and selected our infrarenal artery object, choosing that slice, selecting 3D, going one slice below that, and selecting it again, and then the entire object below that becomes part of that infrarenal artery object. Now finally, for the common iliac bifurcation, we find the splitting, and then we just place a cut right above that. Select the slice again, go one slice below that, and there we go. That is how we have split up our entire aorta into different sections. And we're going to save this, override, and close. And then we're going to analyze this using the measure module. And with the measure module, our main focus in this project is by looking at the volumes of these different sections, and we want to compare them to different specimens across different genetic backgrounds. So therefore, we are going to expand the object manager. Select enabled objects. Size intensity, we have volume selected, and then as an extra, I also like to select the surface area under the 3D shape. Click on sample enabled objects and log the stats. And then here we got a very nice table filled with the different volumes of the different objects, as well as the object names corresponding to it. Now you can copy this and paste it into your file, and that's it. That is how you analyze it. And that is also it for this entire series about how to segment the aorta out of micro CT scans in Analyze Direct 14. I hope this was helpful, and hopefully this is useful for you guys. Thanks for watching.